Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Doug, and I happen to know a little bit about landlord-tenant contracts, civil contracts. Now, we could talk about what it makes to take a bilateral contract. There's actually 7 elements, but with landlord-tenant, you can basically, you have 2 parties and they have certain agreements, and these agreements are bound by state law. The first thing in landlord-tenant, I would suggest that you read your contract, especially for renters, because where I live, the landlords are very liberal with extra terms. And if you sign off on these extra terms, you might find on the back end that you owe money, or you won't get your deposit back, things of this nature. As far as deposits, 1 month down and 1 month deposit, some folks will make you pay 3 months. I don't like that at all, because then you're behind the 8 ball for 3 months. And if something happens, they could try and kick you out, and a renter will be out on the street, and we don't want that. So first thing you want to do with any landlord-tenant agreement, never, ever pay in cash. Never, ever pay in cash. Always pay by check or money order, and keep a copy. Because if you pay in cash, landlord, you get mad at you or something like that, and you could be out on your ear because you can't prove that you paid. So never pay in cash. Some landlords will only take cash. I would tend to stay away from that. Remember, when you sign a lease, go up onto the internet or give me a call, Consumers Protection Company, and we will help you see what a standard, say, state of Florida lease looks like. So when you're looking at your lease, you're not going to sign something with crazy clauses. I've seen clauses that people forfeit their deposit if they don't pay by the 5th of the month. There's all sorts of crazy things going on with landlord-tenant law. Basically, it's a jungle in landlord-tenant civil documentation. This is just sound business advice I'm giving you based on experience and based on what I've looked up on the documents. So your lease should look like a standard template you see on the internet. Be sure to read all the clauses carefully, because you can get burned on the back end, and next thing you know, you're not going to get your deposit back. An example, I know somebody who signed a lease with an automatic default judgment, where they were technically saying if you didn't pay your lease, they could put a lien on your car. Can you imagine that? A lien on your car for not paying your landlord lease. So a default judgment means you're already giving up your rights to protect your assets, and the car has nothing to do with a written contract. Can a landlord kick you out immediately? By law, no, not as long as you established residency. If you just showed up and paid a bunch of cash and you can't, police come and you can't provide any documentation that you're supposed to be there, there's a good chance you might be leaving. But if you can establish residency, it usually takes in the state of Florida about 30 days. I talked to a couple of police officers, and they told me that no matter who promises what, no matter what happens here or there, it's a formal filing. You have to give the tenant notice. They get a chance to respond to the notice, and it typically takes about 30 days. And if you don't leave in 30 days, by the way, folks, you are going to get your possessions taken. About 45 days, the sheriff will come in and take your stuff. So, and we can talk about other things about abandoning the property or damages and things of that nature, but they're typically all civil issues. Okay, you don't want to get into any kind of criminal issue. If you have a lot of problems, I'll just give one little thing I know about the criminal issues. If there's a lot of problems at the house, God forbid you're living in the house with the landlord, if the police come 3 times for domestic disturbance, somebody's going to jail. That's, I think, a law. I'm not 100% sure about the state of Florida, but I know it's northern states. So stay away from that. So read your contract carefully. Don't be desperate. Always pay by check or by money order. I like money order best, and make a copy of the money order. Tabulate everything you do. Take pictures. You got a phone, right? Take pictures of everything. When you come in, take pictures of everything you come out. Big thing with landlord-tenant laws, there's a lot of con artists going on. He said this, she said that, who said this. In court, my late father would call that hearsay. And we don't want to hearsay when you're on the street, because too many people end up on the street because they don't know their rights. My name is Doug, and I run a company called Consumers Protection Company, and we protect consumers from not knowing what they should when they enter into contracts. So they don't understand a bilateral contract. Each person has a right to. You rent the property, it's got to be habitable, and you pay them money. So pay attention to the details. Thanks. Our number is 772-453-6502, or please visit us on the web at consumersprotectioncompany.com. Have a great day. Don't get ripped off.